seekers of wisdom. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects us all at some point in our lives, dealing with people who might not have the best feelings towards us. But we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to explore it through the lens of Stoicism, one of the most practical and empowering philosophies out there. Before we jump in, I want you to think about a time when you felt that uneasy sensation, that gnawing feeling in your gut, telling you someone might not like you, even though they're putting on a friendly face. It's unsettling, isn't it? That disconnect between what you sense and what you see can really mess with your head. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The ancient Stoics had a lot to say about how we perceive others and how we should react to their opinions of us. They believed that true strength comes from within and that we shouldn't let the opinions of others dictate our peace of mind. So, here's what I want you to do. If this topic resonates with you, if you've ever felt that uncertainty about someone's true feelings towards you, leave a comment below with the phrase "virtue is the only true good." This powerful statement from the Stoics reminds us that our character and actions are what truly matter, not the opinions of others. All right, let's dive into those 9 signs that someone might secretly dislike you, and more importantly, how we can approach this situation with Stoic wisdom. Sign 1. They're all smiles, but their eyes tell a different story. You know that feeling when someone's smiling at you, but something just feels off. That's because a genuine smile involves more than just the mouth. It engages the whole face, especially the eyes. When someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, it could be a sign that their friendliness is just a facade. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is crucial when dealing with potentially insincere people. Instead of getting caught up in trying to decipher their true feelings, focus on your own reactions and behavior. Sign 2. They're conveniently unavailable. Have you ever noticed that someone always seems to have an excuse when you suggest hanging out? They might be busy or have other plans every single time. While it's true that people have their own lives and commitments, a pattern of constant unavailability could be a subtle sign of dislike. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Instead of obsessing over why this person might be avoiding you, focus on the things you can control: your own actions and reactions. Sign 3. Their body language speaks volumes. Our bodies often betray our true feelings, even when we're trying to hide them. Someone who secretly dislikes you might exhibit closed-off body language, crossed arms, turned away stance, minimal eye contact. They might also maintain an unusually large personal space bubble when interacting with you. The Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. It's easy to let our minds run wild with interpretations of someone's body language. But remember, there could be many reasons for these behaviors that have nothing to do with you. Sign 4. They're masters of the backhanded compliment. The backhanded compliment, that sneaky verbal jab disguised as praise. "Wow, you're actually pretty smart." Or "That outfit looks great on you. It really hides your flaws." These underhanded remarks can leave you feeling confused and slightly insulted. Epictetus offers some wisdom here. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In other words, don't let these backhanded compliments get to you. Your worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion of you. Sign 5. They gossip about others. A lot. If someone constantly badmouths others to you, there's a good chance they're doing the same about you when you're not around. This behavior often stems from insecurity and a need to feel superior. Marcus Aurelius had some thoughts on this. How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself to make it just and holy. Instead of getting caught up in the gossip cycle, focus on your own actions and integrity. Sign 6. They're consistently inconsistent. One day they're your best friend. The next, they're cold and distant. This kind of hot and cold behavior can be extremely confusing and is often a sign that someone is hiding their true feelings. The Stoics believed in the importance of consistency in character. As Seneca put it, if one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Instead of trying to navigate their inconsistent behavior, focus on maintaining your own steady course. Sign 7. They never initiate contact. In any relationship, there should be a balance of effort. If you find yourself always being the one to reach out, to make plans, to keep the connection alive, it might be a sign that the other person isn't as invested as you are. Epictetus offers this perspective. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Instead of lamenting the lack of effort from the other person, appreciate the connections you have with those who do reciprocate your efforts. Sign 8. They're always just joking. Humor can be a great way to bond, but it can also be weaponized. If someone consistently makes jokes at your expense and then brushes it off with a, "Can't you take a joke?" or "I'm just kidding," they might be using humor to mask their true feelings. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. Leave them alone. In other words, you don't have to engage with or internalize their jokes if they make you uncomfortable. Sign 9. They're overly competitive with you. A little friendly competition can be fun, but if someone seems to always be trying to one-up you or prove they're better, it could be a sign of underlying dislike or resentment. Seneca offers this insight. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? Instead of getting caught up in their competition, focus on your own personal growth and improvement. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. We've identified these signs, but what do we do with this information? How can we approach this situation in a way that aligns with Stoic principles? First and foremost, remember that the core of Stoicism is about focusing on what's within our control. We can't control how others feel about us, but we can control our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is crucial when dealing with people who might dislike us. Instead of letting their potential negative feelings affect our peace of mind, we can choose to respond with grace and equanimity. Moreover, the Stoics believed in the importance of virtue above all else. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." Even if someone dislikes us, we can still choose to treat them with kindness and respect. This not only maintains our own integrity, but might even change their perception of us over time. It's also worth considering why someone might dislike us. Often, people's negative feelings towards others stem from their own insecurities or past experiences. Seneca advises, be harsh with yourself at times. This self-reflection can help us identify if there's anything in our own behavior that might be contributing to the situation. However, it's equally important not to fall into the trap of constantly seeking approval from others. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within. Epictetus reminds us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In other words, don't let the opinions of others dictate your self-worth or actions. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great in theory, but how do I actually put this into practice? Here are 7 practical steps you can take. Step 1. Practice mindfulness. When you notice signs that someone might dislike you, pause and observe your own reactions. Are you getting anxious, angry, sad? Acknowledge these feelings without judgment. Step 2. Reframe the situation. Instead of seeing their potential dislike as a personal failure, view it as an opportunity for growth. How can you practice patience, understanding, or compassion in this situation? Step 3. Focus on your own actions. Rather than trying to change their feelings, concentrate on behaving in a way that aligns with your values. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Step 4. Communicate openly. If the relationship is important to you, consider having an honest conversation with the person. They might not even be aware of how their behavior is coming across. Step 5. Set boundaries. If someone's behavior is consistently negative or harmful, it's okay to create distance. The Stoics believed in living in accordance with nature, which includes protecting your own well-being. Step 6. Practice gratitude. Focus on the positive relationships in your life. Seneca reminds us, he is ungrateful who denies that he has received a kindness which has been bestowed upon him. He is ungrateful who conceals it. He is ungrateful who makes no return for it. Most ungrateful of all is he who forgets it. Step 7. Cultivate self-sufficiency. Work on building your self-esteem and sense of self-worth from within. As Epictetus said, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Remember, at the end of the day, we can't control how others feel about us. What we can control is how we respond to those feelings and how we choose to live our lives. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from accepting what we can't change and focusing our energy on what we can. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought from Marcus Aurelius. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own, not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind and possessing a share of the divine. This quote reminds us of our shared humanity. Even those who might dislike us are struggling with their own challenges and limitations. By approaching them with understanding and compassion, we not only stay true to our own principles, but also open the door to potential positive change in the relationship. So, The next time you suspect someone might be hiding their dislike for you, take a deep breath. Remember that their feelings are beyond your control, but your response is entirely within your power. Choose to react with wisdom, grace, and integrity. After all, as the Stoics believed, it's our character that truly defines us, not the opinions of others. And with that, we come to the end of our exploration of the 9 signs that someone might dislike you and how to approach this situation with Stoic wisdom. If you found value in this discussion, don't forget to leave a comment below with the phrase "virtue is the only true good." It's a powerful reminder of what really matters in life, regardless of how others might feel about us. Thank you for joining me on this philosophical journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay resilient, and keep striving for wisdom and virtue in all that you do. Peace out, fellow Stoics.